Our first guest in-house is our Buy Local, Cook Local segment. And he's a guy that you will have seen on the show. He's been a friend and family of this show for many, many years. And today, really proud over the years to have him doing his own thing. COVID has forced him to do his own thing, become an entrepreneur of his own, and he is now Martin James of Verde Natural. I pronounced that right?
Yes, the pronunciation, the lead up was perfect.
Verde Natural, very, very serious guys. This is Martin James, and he is now master mixologist turned into
an agri-entrepreneur.
I was going to say a farmer. But you're more than a farmer.
His guess is a little more than farmer.
It's a little more than a farmer. And I want you to explain that because what you now do and the service that you now provide under Verde Natural is much more than just going and planting and reaping crops.
Yes, it
Talk
is.
to me.
So with this whole situation with COVID, it forced me to look at all these skills, all the natural talents and ability that I have. And I wanted to get out there to create something different. And a wise friend of mine always said, Martin, if you come up with a solution to anybody's problem and you link it to a service, that is where you take it out of whatever situation you're in. So he said, Martin, you already are known as a mixologist, so your service was mixology and you're great at customer service. He says, so when you marry the two together, you created a new image of yourself and you market that and you are a brand now. He says, so the same way you did that, now you have to position yourself like that. Start thinking like that now and see what comes up. I was experimenting with hydroponics for like the past 4 years. And that led me into a different field because I started to think about agriculture as a business. And I started to do the research on the ground as to what the local agriculture business model is like. And it's very surprising because a lot of farmers who are involved in agriculture do actually own their own land. So that means it's like rented land or leasehold land. And because they don't own the land, sometimes they don't have all the resources to develop it the way it's supposed to be developed as a business. So typically, they would just get in on a spot, a piece of land, start planting. Now, because they start planting, sometimes the soil of itself isn't a good enough quality for what they want to farm, because usually what you're supposed to do is do a soil test. But then again, that costs money, and not everybody who's getting into agriculture has that money to spend. So what it told me is that for a farmer to make money, they just have to put too much inputs or too much of the resources into it. So then I said there has to be a different model that can be used that could be much more sustainable, that could bring a better quality product so the buying consumer doesn't have to be paying an exorbitant price.
Yeah.
So I looked at it and I said the most thing that I could do is look at all the inputs and see how I can manage the inputs. And then I looked at it and I said, well, hydroponics and organic farming for me was a win-win because you're getting a better quality end product. It's less costly, and in terms of what you're giving out to the public, long term the public will derive more benefits from it than if you're going the other route, at least for me. I'm not knocking anybody who have to do it the other way, but just for me, there's what it is.
And that's what you've been up to, working hard and getting the fruits of your labor that I'm seeing in front of you. The good thing about what I think you're doing, and I've been following what you're doing, is what you see in front of you for the consumers out there, they can get it straight at their front door. Tell me a little bit about the service that you offer.
Well, the other thing I learned about while I was studying the business model down here is that a lot of farmers wait until they actually harvest their product and then go and look for sale or go to the market. And a lot of times when you carry your produce to the market, you're not going to get value for money because there's somebody in the market who looking to buy it off for next to nothing. And then when they buy it off for next to nothing, you'll see your exact same produce selling in the grocery for 3 times what you sold them it for.
Right.
So farmers now, they kind of caught between a rock and a hard place.
Like a middleman.
Yeah, the middleman does actually make the most money, or the person who buy it from the middleman.
Yeah.
you know? So I wanted to get my product straight from the farm or from production straight to the consumer. So that way I'm guaranteed that it's the freshest product getting to the consumer and I am in control of the process. So I'm ensured, and because I come from the food and beverage and hospitality background, customer service is just in me, it's in my blood. So I just make sure certain things happen throughout. And I've been quite fortunate in that I've gotten some diehard supporters and just growing. I'm just glad that it's growing.
Are you delivering, I think, like across the East-West corridor?
Currently, we are in Trin City, Borneo, Tacarigua.
Right.
And we are earmarked to expand again. Probably by now and the end of December, we'll be pretty much across the East-West corridor.
The East-West corridor. So quickly, kind of just tell me what, for those listening and wanted a weekly supply of their fresh fruit and vegetables, what do they need? How do they get onto Verde
So the business
Natural?
is strictly online. So what I've decided to do is to make the business easier to operate and user-friendly. There are two ways that people can reach out to me. They can reach me directly through my contact, which is 799-4168, Martin James. It's always on. Or you can send me a WhatsApp. And in that WhatsApp, you indicate to me what produce you would like and what quantities you would like.
You place order directly.
They place the order. And when they place their order in a very short space of time, they'll get a response. They'll get an e-bill telling them how much it costs.
Right.
And then they will get a prompt to indicate when they would like it delivered. And also what location you want it delivered to, because we do charge a small fee for delivery.
Right. And do you have like a produce list? So I have dasheen yam, sweet potato.
So every week, as a rule, we put out a product list,
Right.
what we have in stock, as well as the up-to-date pricing.
Where is that available?
So that's available on our Facebook page.
Right.
And we also have a broadcast for persons who are on WhatsApp. So every week, as soon as probably like the Monday or the Tuesday evening, they get a broadcast.
Nice. And you
So
know what you have in stock.
you know what you have in
know
stock.
what you can order.
But still, sometimes persons might say, well, boy, I know I already ordered this, but they might still touch me on the phone and say, hey, Martin, you can bring this while you come.
Yeah.
You know? So
And,
that's
and
how
you
we-
handle the scene accordingly.
Hey, try my best.
So I'm very, very proud of this brother. As I said, knowing this brother, he's still mixologying, yeah? That's a word? Mixologist.
Well,
Yeah.
well, for Joel, that's a word to do.
And when we come back, Martin is liming with us this morning. Christmas is in the air and we have fresh produce. He's challenged me with a basket to create a recipe, a Christmas recipe, which we are embracing right